We're leaving the Czech Republic today. How have you found it?
Well, we thoroughly enjoyed the Czech Republic. The countryside is gorgeous. We enjoyed Prague very much. But what is becoming a theme here in Europe is if you get out of those major cities, which are big tourist destinations, there's some magnificent towns and cities that have no tourists whatsoever. And of course, we don't know anything about them. So when you do get there, there's a sense of discovery. So this video is about 3 of those towns that we had never heard of before. The first one, Kutna Hora, interesting little church, and then a magnificent monastery. The second one, CZECH, lovely little town, there's some nice pictures there. And the third one, glorious town of Olomouc. I think I've said that right. And again, nobody there, but a glorious city. Hope you enjoy.
This is the ossuary at Kutna Hora. It's a place in the cathedral that has the bones of I think between 40 to 70,000 people, but they've used them all to decorate this place, so it manages to be creepy and cool all at the same time.
This is one of the more impressive places we've been. It's certainly made an impression. There's supposed to be 40-odd thousand people here.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. You can tell a lot about a country by its ice cream, and so far the Czech Republic hasn't let us down. Oh, it's melting. The St Barbara's Cathedral here in Kutna Hora probably wins the prize for the pointiest cathedral we've seen so far. Welcome to CZECH. We've been to quite a few little Czech towns on our travels here, and they've all been really pretty. We actually came to this one because it has a free year with free electricity, but we've discovered a really pretty little town. We've just been for a walk through the streets, and the residential areas are really lovely. Lots of houses with bright colours and great gardens, and a lovely park that we walked through. And the town square here is really unlike anything we've seen before, so it's got all these brightly coloured buildings and these awesome stone arches. And we've also discovered that this place is the birthplace of Oscar Schindler, so we're going to go and check that out as well.
This memorial was here to mark the birthplace of Oskar Schindler, of Schindler's Ark and Schindler's List fame. And we believe he was born in one of the houses just across the road here.
This is the town of Olomouc. We found it by chance. Apparently it is a UNESCO site and it's the ecclesiastical capital of Moravia here in the Czech Republic. So of course we didn't know a lot about it, but it turns out it's a really beautiful place. Behind me is the Trinity Column, which was built about 300 years ago, partly to celebrate the Catholic faith and partly to celebrate this town escaping from the plague. One thing we didn't see in Prague was the astronomical clock because it was covered up, but it turns out there's one here with quite an interesting history.
The story of this clock is interesting. It used to have a whole lot of figurines of saints, and all the pictures were godly, biblical. But the Nazis, after the war, destroyed this on their way out, and then the clock was rebuilt, but this time it had a Soviet influence. And if you look closely, all the figurines are good working folk and farm folk, and that's the story behind this clock.
One thing we've really liked about a lot of the towns we've been in, and it hasn't just been in Czech Republic actually, but they have these big town squares. This one here, it's all cobbled. It's basically two town squares together. You've got all these colourful buildings around it. People seem to be able to park around the edge of it, but they're essentially pedestrian zones.
Being the ecclesiastical capital of Moravia, there are no shortage of churches. Here's one of many. It's the last afternoon in the Czech Republic for us. It's a Sunday afternoon down here at Lakeside. It seems that everybody is having a beer or having a cider, so we thought we'd join them, and that would soak up the last of our Czech Republic. Cheers, Czech.